Welcome back to Worldview TV, where we explore the nations, cities, and regions shaping the future of our planet. Today, we're diving into a story that's rewriting the global economic map, a story that's both surprising and historic. Because as of 2025, one U.S. state, not a country, has officially surpassed Japan to become the fourth largest economy in the entire world. That state is California. A land of sun-soaked beaches, billion-dollar startups, Hollywood dreams, and endless innovation, California has become a global powerhouse, rivaling entire nations in wealth and influence. But how did this happen? How did a single state within the United States climb to become richer than Japan, more powerful than the United Kingdom, and more innovative than most of the world combined? This is the story of how California rose to global dominance, and what it means for the future of the world economy. Don't forget to subscribe to Worldview TV, your home for global insights and untold stories that shape our world. Before Silicon Valley and Hollywood, there was gold. California's story begins in 1848, when James W. Marshall discovered gold at Sutter's Mill. What followed was one of the largest human migrations in history, the California Gold Rush. Hundreds of thousands came from every corner of the earth: Americans, Chinese, Mexicans, Europeans, all chasing fortune and a fresh start. In just a few years, California transformed from a quiet frontier to a booming hub of energy, diversity, and ambition. The gold rush didn't just bring wealth. It brought a mindset, a belief that opportunity lives here for those willing to take risks. That mindset, the California dream, still fuels the state today. Long before technology or entertainment, agriculture was California's first great industry. The fertile lands of the Central Valley and the Mediterranean climate turned California into the breadbasket of America. By the early 20th century, it produced an astonishing share of the nation's fruits, vegetables, and nuts, feeding millions across the United States and beyond. Even now, agriculture contributes over $50 billion annually to California's economy. But agriculture did something even more important: it built infrastructure, railways, ports, and irrigation systems, laying the groundwork for California's future economic empire. As the farmlands flourished, another kind of gold emerged: Hollywood gold. In the early 1900s, filmmakers fleeing the restrictions of the East Coast found perfect shooting conditions in Southern California. By the 1920s, Los Angeles had become the entertainment capital of the world. From silent films to blockbusters, California became the planet's dream factory. Hollywood didn't just sell entertainment, it sold identity, style, and aspiration. California's image of sunshine, freedom, and creativity spread worldwide, drawing talent, tourists, and investors for decades to come. Even today, Hollywood contributes tens of billions to the state's economy, and just as importantly, it continues to project California's cultural influence across the globe. If Hollywood shaped California's image, Silicon Valley built its empire. Just south of San Francisco, what began as farmland and orchards became the birthplace of the digital age. The seeds were planted in the 1950s when Stanford University encouraged students and alumni to create their own companies. Soon, the region was teeming with electronics firms: Fairchild Semiconductor, Hewlett-Packard, and eventually, giants like Apple, Google, Intel, and Facebook. By the 21st century, Silicon Valley had become the most valuable cluster of innovation in human history. Tech isn't just an industry in California, it's a way of life. The state now produces more than half of all U.S. venture capital investment, and the combined value of California-based tech companies exceeds $8 trillion, greater than the GDP of any country except the United States and China. That's the real source of California's global power, an economy built not just on resources, but on ideas. Behind every great innovation lies a great institution. California is home to some of the world's most prestigious universities: Stanford, Caltech, UC Berkeley, UCLA, and UC San Diego. These universities are more than campuses, they're innovation factories. They've birthed Nobel laureates, entrepreneurs, and entire industries. Google came out of Stanford. Caltech's engineers helped pioneer the US space program. UC campuses drive cutting-edge research in AI, biotech, and sustainability. This constant cycle of education, innovation, and entrepreneurship has turned California into the intellectual engine of the global economy. California isn't just leading in technology, it's leading in the fight for the planet's future. With some of the most aggressive environmental policies in the world, California has positioned itself as a global leader in clean energy. The state generates massive amounts of renewable power from solar, wind, and geothermal sources. It's home to Tesla, the electric vehicle pioneer, and dozens of companies focused on sustainability. By investing billions into green infrastructure, California isn't just saving the planet, it's creating jobs and entire new industries. That's part of why global investors now see California as not just a tech hub, but the epicenter of the green economy. And now, the headline that's making waves worldwide. California has officially overtaken Japan to become the fourth largest economy in the world. According to the latest GDP data, California's economy now exceeds $4.7 trillion, larger than Japan's, and just behind Germany. To put that in perspective, California represents nearly 15% of the US economy on its own. Its GDP is larger than the entire economies of the UK, France, or India's individual states. It hosts over 50 Fortune 500 companies and has more billionaires than almost any country in the world. And yet, this is just one US state. One of California's greatest strengths is its people. More than 27% of Californians were born outside the United States. That means the state is a living mosaic of cultures, languages, and ideas, from Mexican and Filipino communities in Los Angeles to Indian and Chinese innovators in the Bay Area. This diversity doesn't just enrich California's culture, it powers its economy. Studies show that immigrant-founded companies in California generate hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue and employ millions of people. California is, in many ways, the world in one place, and that's why it keeps leading. But let's be honest, success hasn't come without cost. California faces massive challenges such as housing prices that push people out of cities, rising inequality, wildfires and droughts fueled by climate change, and an ongoing population decline as some residents move to cheaper states. Critics say California is too expensive, too crowded, too complex. But history shows that California thrives on reinvention. Every time it faces a crisis, whether it's economic collapse, natural disaster, or social upheaval, the state adapts and evolves. It's not just a place of wealth. It's a laboratory for resilience. So what's next for the world's fourth largest economy? California is betting big on the industries of the future: artificial intelligence, space technology, green energy, and biotechnology. Elon Musk's SpaceX launched from California before moving operations to Texas, but many of its engineers and suppliers remain there. Companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google DeepMind's US teams call California home. And as climate change transforms the planet, California's innovations in water conservation, sustainable agriculture, and renewable energy could shape the world's response. Some experts believe California could soon rival Germany, possibly becoming the third largest economy within the next decade. California's rise isn't just an economic story, It's a lesson in human potential. It shows that progress happens when creativity meets courage. When education fuels opportunity. When people from all backgrounds work together toward a shared vision. It's proof that innovation, inclusion, and resilience can transform a region into a global force. So when you see the numbers, $4.7 trillion, fourth in the world, remember, it's not just about money, it's about a mindset that says, we can build the future right here. So, what do you think? Will California one day surpass Germany, or even become the third largest economy on Earth? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Worldview TV for more deep dives into the countries, cities, and regions shaping our world. This is Worldview TV, and together, we're exploring the power, progress, and promise of our planet.